I think one of the things that's really exciting to me from this and really apparent is the introduction of something that been in the comics for a while, is these automatons that live in the Fortress of Solitude.
No need to thank us, sir, as we will not appreciate it. We have no consciousness whatsoever. Merely automatons here to serve.
It's interesting that they started releasing like our first look of Superman so like beat up, like you said, when we were watching it, you know? Like,
I agree. And even injured, he'd still be pretty strong. He can barely move.
feels like a early kind of Avengers movie in a way, because there's a lot more characters in this. So like the world's already established, you know, it's not like Iron Man is starting this universe, you know, it's like these characters are already in this universe, but now we have this like story that's coming from it.
But it's like a group tone. It's not just Superman tone, but Green Lantern's in this movie, Hawkgirl's in this movie, Mr. Terrific. So
welcome to Backseat Directing,
where we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, and more.
We're your hosts,
Andrew
and Aaron.
We put out new episodes every Monday and Thursday.
And today we're reacting to the new sneak peek of Superman.
3, 2, 1, action!
I'm back. We're here.
Back with a bang.
It's been a week.
3 episodes without you in a row.
Right, yeah. But we're back. The people can finally celebrate and start enjoying the show again. I know you made a snark little comment about me not being here and that the show would be better, but we all know that's not true.
That does not sound like something I would say.
Well, you did. I have video evidence.
Show it to me.
All right, I will.
Your fake news.
I did actually send you a
fake
clip of it.
News.
Oh, okay.
Fake news.
Well, today, Andrew, I have a sneak peek for you of a Superman clip.
For me?
For you. Just for you, actually.
I am very excited, actually. I'm coming off 3 really long days of work in a row at the hospital, and I'm very tired, and I'm going to use this adrenaline rush of this James Gunn's new Superman to like power me through the rest of the night.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anything from this. I've seen like little bits of clips on TikTok, and I quickly scroll away. So I'm going to be completely in the dark here with you.
I was super excited after the last original sneak peek trailer they dropped for Superman.
Yes.
I was so excited. I mean, it looks super cool, vibrant, like rich with just character and fun. And this is like the way I want the DC characters to hit the screen. I want it to feel like Justice League the Animated Series episode 1.
I think our TV turned off here.
Please hold for technical difficulties.
We're getting it back on. So I think this episode or this sneak peek is like 5 minutes long.
Yeah, so you guys
get a good chunk.
We'll keep our comments to a minimum so you guys can actually see what's happening in the sneak peek as well. I assume a lot of you watching this probably have seen it and are watching our reaction of it, but
yeah. All right, you ready to get started?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And here we go.
You gotta say it like the Joker. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. Aaron, this is exactly how you sound after doing cardio.
You mean like walking from the car to inside?
It's wild to see Superman in so much pain.
Oh.
I feel like it's got to be kryptonite related, not just because of the damage, but because of how weak he is.
Yeah.
Superman has a really high capacity for recovery, and even injured, he'd still be pretty strong. He can barely move. Okay. Fortress looks pretty good. I like it.
No need to thank us, sir, as we will not appreciate it. We have no consciousness whatsoever. Merely automatons here to serve. Meet 12. She's new.
He looked at that.
14 fractured bones.
Damage to bladder, kidney, large intestine, lungs.
With a healthy dose of yellow sun, we'll have you up and at 'em in no time.
Magnifying glass.
Level 4? 292 times the Heron Prime, please. One.
A lot to comment on here.
He's back.
A kaiju!
They're just recycling the other trailer at this point.
Every one of these shots is from the other trailer, you said it
Yeah.
right. This is new.
That's new.
That's new as well. Recycled. July 11th. Aaron's
Right.
shaking in his boots, baby.
What'd you think?
I think it was really cool. I mean, it doesn't really give all too much new. I know I feel like there's a lot to talk about with like the little bit of new information that we got. I think one of the things that's really exciting to me from this and really apparent is the introduction of something that been in the comics for a while is these automatons that live in the Fortress of Solitude. And they're featured in All-Star Superman, the comics, and the animated movie. But like they're like Superman's helper robots. I think there might also be in Reign of Superman, which is like a DC animated universe movie. But they're really cool. And then something this movie I feel like is already touching on is it's starting out with them being like, no need to thank us. We're just automatons. We don't feel emotion. But then there's a shot later where he's holding one of their hands that's ripped in half, bent over it, like clearly going to be an emotional sequence. And right, even they contradict themselves right after he says that no need to thank us, because she like immediately has an emotional response like, oh, he looked at me.
Yeah.
So like they clearly have personalities. They clearly are going to he's going to have a connection with them because he's Superman, you know, like he have a connection with The Rock. He's just like that kind-hearted of a person. So I think that I'm looking forward to building that emotional connection, because whenever there's like innocent robotic characters, it's like a kind-hearted but like simple machine like that, it's very easy to get attached to them. And whenever he's like bent over, the one that's ripped in half, I'm guessing it's going to be a very impactful moment in the story. So I think that'll be really fun to see that relationship build with Superman, his like quote unquote robot henchmen slash robot friends. Super excited for that aspect of the story. It looks like they're touching on a lot of emotional stuff, like the shot from the original trailer that was in this, where the kid hoists up the flag. It's like, feels like, gets your heart beating. You're like, oh, a little kid that's calling out, we were not calling out, whispering for Superman. And they're really just building him up like the symbol of hope. What did you catch in this one? What do you feel any differently after the first trailer versus this one?
Uh, s- it's interesting that they started releasing like our first look of Superman so like beat up, like you said, when we were watching it, you know, like
I agree.
like
Well, and
it's an interesting choice to try to like lure people in, especially people who aren't like as big in the comic superhero world and fandom as we are, because they think of Superman as like a man of steel,
invincible.
and now he's title card. And now he's the first time we're seeing David Cornsweat Superman, he's all beat up. So I can see like an old white guy just being like, oh, that's not my Superman.
Dude, I thought the same thing when I was watching him. Oh, namely when he like wails out in pain, he makes like a really vulnerable noise.
Yeah.
And I could just hear right in my ear immediately as people typing in the comments like, Superman's so weak, Superman's a beta. It's like, but they're displaying like a vulnerable version of Superman, which if there's no stakes and there's no like, there's no ability for Superman to get hurt, then it kind of saps away Superman's bravery in a way. Like if you go into every situation knowing you're going to be fine, it's a little bit easier to be a hero. There's still that component of Superman where he's so much stronger than like Batman, or is so much more invulnerable that he chooses to be a hero and not a villain, and that's really cool. But if he can be hurt by something, somebody, some weapon, then it adds stakes. You know, like you're not just sitting there the whole time like, well, Superman's going to get out of this.
Right.
It's just a question of if Hawkgirl and the victims, like, you know, Superman can be hurt now, right from the trailer.
Why'd you call out the girl?
No, Hawkgirl's a badass.
Okay.
I don't mean to call out Hawkgirl like that. I love Thanagarian spirit, dude. I mentioned earlier in the episode the Justice League the animated series. And every time I go back to that, like I go a couple years and watch a couple episodes, try to introduce my nieces and nephews to it. And Hawkgirl's always the one that surprises me when I go back and watch it. I'm like, man, she is so cool. Why isn't she in more stuff? Because she has like this warrior spirit where she's looking for a challenge and she likes to fight. And characters like that are always super cool. Yeah. She's like, she likes, like, her people are like a warring people, the Thanagarians. So she's super cool. And I hope that she does justice in this movie. She has a really good actress. I like her. But I do agree with you that starting out with Superman and not just being so beaten up and so hurt that he can hardly move, but like wailing out in pain, like paints an interesting picture to start, you know? I think I could definitely see people already being upset about that. I just have been staying away from this because I didn't want to spoil my reaction.
It came out either last night or this morning, so we're not too far behind the curve. But yeah, like that's my first thought of how they're like doubling down on this scene being the one that they're releasing to show this side of Superman. It's interesting. I wonder, like,
because it did it twice now, like you said.
Yeah, well, I wonder what other scenes they were like debating on using as that like kind of poster scene of the movie, you know, like, or if this was the front runner and their like original plan the whole time, you know, was to show his vulnerable side, to show something different, you know, because with Zack Snyder's version, we saw the Man of Steel like in the sneak peeks, and we saw the, you know, get you hyped, really cool flying scenes and stuff like that. So they're definitely going a different approach. I'm just wondering if that's going to help the movie as a whole, you know?
Yeah, I think that showing it twice is definitely, you know, what am I trying to say? But it's like once is a coincidence, twice is a trend.
Yeah.
3 times is a trend, but whatever they say. Showing it twice definitely makes it very purposeful. And the other thing I like about that is it's not giving away too much of the movie because they're using that same scene again. And we kind of got the context of that scene already in the first trailer. So we just got a better look at it, a better look at Crypto too, which I think Crypto looks better. I think people might have complained about his appearance in the first time around, but I think a lot of the shots of him in the second trailer probably should clear that up. I think he looks really good.
Yeah, he does look really good.
It's hard to do animals with in that sense, especially
Yeah.
his like movement looks really good, which is important.
How are you feeling about the tone that they seem to be going with? Because
Uh,
like obviously that's a serious and tense moment, right? Like Superman just got his butt whooped. Apparently, we're assuming with kryptonite,
yeah.
because what else really makes Superman feel that way? But then they kind of break that tension with Crypto being all happy and silly and jumping on Superman and pulling his leg and stuff. Like, how are you feeling? And then like the robots, like you said, that they're kind of having a personality and or a little quirky. It seems. How do you feel about that?
I feel like we got a stoic version of Superman recently.
Yeah.
And I like that DC sometimes tells these darker stories. I think it fits really well for Batman. But I think the key, especially to the success of early Marvel, was fitting the tone of the movie to the character really well. And Iron Man had this really good sense of sarcastic humor. Thor was more stoic, but they made the humor work for that sense. One of my like top 20 jokes in Marvel is like the break of the glass.
Yeah.
Another.
Yeah.
Like that's still funny and it fits. Or when he's in Age of Ultron and you're like, Thor, or battle report on the Hulk, and he says, the halls of hell are filled with the screams of his mangled victims. It's like, oh, complaints of many sprained deltoids, and like it's him not being like culturally in tune or like understanding like the and societal norms, the environment. It fits his character. He's from another world, but it's still not undercutting his personality the same way I feel like the jokes do later in the Thor franchise. So I think a lot of it has to do with the tone fitting the character. And James Gunn is really good at playing jump rope with the line of like serious conversations and comedy. I think he goes a little bit too far in some instances. Like so one of the funniest things I can think of from Guardians of the Galaxy is in Volume 3 when they're talking on the intercoms and he's accidentally talking to everybody, but it's actually a really emotional conversation he's trying to have about the struggle he's having with Gamora and their relationship now that she's been brought back. And it's like I think there's like a time and a place for each, so I hope they find their footing with Superman because it seems like they're doing an okay job of it. Like when they got back to the Fortress of Solitude, they got serious again. They were like, "We have to heal him," and he's like screaming out. Like they didn't have some random joke in there. They let that moment kind of breathe more, and it seems like there's those moments in this movie. Like I said, the him over the robot, the kid holding up the flag. I think they are going to have those beats. They just need to not undercut them too fast.
Feels like a early kind of Avengers movie in a way,
Which
because there's a lot more characters in this. So like the world's already established, it's not like Iron Man is starting this universe, it's like these characters are already in this universe, but now we have this like story that's coming from it.
But it's like a group tone. It's not just Superman tone, but Green Lantern's in this movie, Hawkgirl's in this movie, Mr. Terrific. So you have to find something that everyone can work their way in, and the ebb and flow has to work. I think James Gunn has a proven track record of juggling different characters and making them fit into his movies.
Yeah.
So,
also introducing multiple characters that are already established without introducing them,
without too much exposition and making them work. Yeah.
This is Hawkgirl from
Thanagar, and this is how. Hey, here's how I feel about. I'm going down the comments on this trailer, and I'm really not seeing anything complaining about. This is on, I think IGN posted. Yeah, IGN posted the trailer, 536,000 views, and I've been scrolling for a couple minutes, and I haven't seen anything complaining about Superman and the portrayal of him so far. It's a lot of very positive stuff.
Interesting. That's a change.
It's rare. When do you see people only commenting good things?
Especially with us coming off of all our Daredevil stuff lately. Like we haven't gotten any positive feedback.
The first negative comment I saw said punching through an 18-inch steel door would be more impressive, more Superman-like and impressive than a half-inch glass pane. Okay, I'm assuming that pane of glass he's punching through is like reinforced and strong if they were trying to use it to keep out Superman from something. So
yeah. I mean,
people will just complain about anything.
Yeah, we don't know all the context.
Yeah, that part looks cool when he punches through the glass.
Yeah.
Also, if it was shot from the other side of
maybe he just got someone out of there and someone like closed the glass like right behind him just to try to slow him down real quick. Like we don't know like why he's in there yet.
Also, that same shot replaced that glass with 18 inches of steel. What do you not see? Superman.
What?
You don't see anything. So.
Yeah, but then they can do like an X-ray effect, you know, because we're like seeing through the X-ray vision. Yeah, that's a stretch. I know.
Not the worst idea.
It's not the best either. Maybe we'll go with glass, guys.
Yeah.
It was in their production notes.
Oh, this is a funny comment. It says, I was wondering how Crypto was going to lift the giant key. I feel robbed. That's a reference to All-Star Superman at the entrance to the Fortress of Solitude. Superman takes Lois there, and he like picks up the doormat, and there's a key underneath it, and she's like, that seems like poor security. And he's like, go ahead and pick it up. And it's like, she tries to lift it, and she can't. The key weighs like 100,000 pounds or something crazy. He just has a key there, but Superman's the only one who can lift it. So it's hilarious.
Is a dog's bark that individualized?
Oh, you talking about like how they knew it was Crypto?
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming there's no other dogs out there.
Yeah, in that location. Also, Crypto's bark is probably super loud. Like,
just like breaks your ear.
Yeah, way more intense than a regular. But it's probably recognizable on that sense.
Yeah, breaks the scale.
I didn't picture Crypto as this kind of dog. I don't know what breed that is, but yes, I pictured
I don't know either.
Crypto more as like a short hair kind of dog, like a white short hair dog. I guess because that's the cartoon I associate with Crypto. Is like Crypto the super dog.
Yeah,
but I don't think it looks bad.
Kind of like a medium haired.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer. Yeah, it's not.
I like it.
I think he looks cool. Yeah, I'm happy with Crypto. One thing I want to talk to you about in this trailer before we finish too is the sound design. I think that the opening of the trailer is really strong because of the sound design, like the wind whistling across the snowy plains, and then the whoosh of him hitting into the snow. Like it's really thunderous. Like it just sounds very crisp. Like I can't wait to watch this in IMAX or Dolby. I'll probably watch it in IMAX, then watch it in Dolby. I've got some AMC gift cards from my birthday. And this is what I'm most looking forward to watching on a big screen this year. Yeah. I mean, Mission Impossible will be awesome. There's a couple other good ones, but this is going to be insane on the big screen. And I can't wait to hear this with huge speakers, you know?
July 11th.
And then the score, too. The score throughout this
sounds good.
Yeah.
Like, it's catchy.
Yeah, it's very like electric sounding. Very James Gunn. Mm-hmm. James Gunn obviously loves rock from like that 70s, 80s era.
Right. But it already does sound like Superman, you know? They did a good job.
I think they're hitting a really strong tone. What you mentioned is the only thing I might be worried about is too much jokiness, but I'm not ready to like throw a flag on the play yet because it's just a trailer and they've made like a good amount of jokes so far, you know? When it's get into the movie is when we'll be able to judge if it's nonstop, you know? It's just about pacing it. And like I said, James Gunn has done a pretty good job, I think, going back and forth.
Wasn't there
what is that picture of Rachel Brosnahan? That doesn't even look like her.
Wasn't there like a recent casting announcement?
Jack Black as Darkseid.
No, I'm trying to be serious here, Andrew.
Dwayne Johnson as Batman.
Yes. No, I don't see it real quick up here.
Batman said,
anyways, I guess we'll move on since you obviously don't.
I don't know. I don't know which casting you're talking about. Dude, I'm burying my head in the sand. I would like to not even watch this, to be honest, if we didn't have the podcast.
Oh yeah, same. I would have been fine. You know, I already know I'm going to see it.
We watch this for you guys.
Yes.
Hopefully somebody's watching this for me to be talking to.
We get 3 views. Throw my head through the TV at that point.
I don't know. This is, I think, by far the most excited I am for a movie coming out this year. I'm super pumped for this.
Yeah.
Especially see it on the biggest screen possible, man. It's going to be such a cool movie. It looks like they're going to have a lot happen in the screen time in this movie.
Yeah.
Has the runtime been released?
I don't think
so.
so.
Look on IMDb right there. It should say it at the top if it's been released. I hope it's like 2.5 hours.
No, it doesn't say. They're probably still working on it.
Yeah. Cutting it. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to come out till July.
I mean, it seems like a lot of films are being worked up until they get delivered. Yeah, like, including the last one that I worked on. The very last second was when I was done editing, when I wasn't allowed to edit any further.
You're just practicing for the industry, right? When you're on a blockbuster film.
Exactly. All right, I think this is a good place to kind of wrap up this episode. Keep it short and sweet. Just like the sneak peek, it didn't give us much, but it did give us a little touch on the tone.
One other thing I want to say too is I really like this.
I had it bookended.
You're bookending it, but this is I want to get this under the wire. How do you feel about the like visual theme that they're doing with these like bands of light? because it's on this poster here on the left, and they were doing it on all the messaging on the screen. It was like look up, and it would say it on top and below the letters. It would be like this bands of colorful light.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Kind of shows like something going up into the air really fast. I don't know if it's like worth bringing it up and interrupting my bookend, but
no, it's like, well, they're doing it a lot though. I like it. It reminds me of the sun, like bands of light.
Yeah.
And that's where that was so cool in this trailer, how they focused on the power of the red sun. They did that for Henry Cavill's Superman, but this is like them actively, purposefully using it to heal him by magnifying the power of the sun.
Yeah, that is cool.
Super
that is cool to kind of recharge him and heal up.
Looked painful for him though.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that you had it's funny that you had the same thought about Superman being like portrayed as vulnerable.
Oh yeah. It's an interesting take. Hopefully it doesn't scare people away into thinking like, oh, that's not my Superman, I'm
going to look more into it in comments too, but let us know what you guys thought about that. I think that's to me, that's like the biggest thing displayed in this teaser is just how injured and like vulnerable, like I keep saying vulnerable, but Superman actually like wailing out in pain is crazy to me to see. I mean, we see him scream out in pain, but that was more like.
Have you seen the clip of Henry Cavill's Superman getting hit like by Batman and he like doesn't react to it, like just bounces off? And then they show the clip from the original trailer where someone like the protester throws like the and it hits him in his head and he like flinches when it hits him. I saw
people complain about that for sure. People already like, oh, he gets hit by a can and he can't even take it.
Yeah, it's like that, guys. You're looking into it a little too deep.
He didn't drop to his knees. He reacted.
He just
to
like,
it. And somebody I saw replied to that comment and said it's because they used a practical can. So David Cornsweet felt it. So
yeah, he should have channeled his inner Man of Steel in that moment.
One of my favorite Clark Kent Man of Steel moments is when that guy in the truck stop pushes him and they just bounces off him. Oh man, dude, I could run through a wall after watching that scene. It's so good.
All right, let us know down in the comments below what you think of the sneak peek and how excited you are for the movie to come out in July. We post new full episodes every Monday and Thursday, so make sure you hit that subscription button and notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Every once in a while, we're putting out extra ones too, so don't miss out.
One last thing too. Make sure you check out our Discord.
Hey, yeah. What's the Discord?
The Discord is like this super cool group chat style thing that we do where we get together past guests from the show, fans of the show, and we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, all the stuff we talk about on here, but we get to go a little bit more in depth. We get to do polls. We get to share trailers like this and talk about upcoming projects that we're all excited for. And we get to talk about, our box office draft and how the movies are doing, and it's tons of fun. A good group in there. It's very active and lively, so you can join there by clicking the link in the description below. It does expire, so if you're watching this later, just let us know, message us, DM us, comment, and we'll send you an updated link so you can join us. But Aaron, what's the current pricing on the Discord?
It is totally, brace yourselves,
it's free.
Yeah, just click on the link.
Costs nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Get in on that legacy pricing, that Superman legacy pricing.
It's just pricing.
You get in early now, you pay nothing. And then when we explode on the internet, then those chumps will have to pay something.
Yeah, watch out. But yeah, we're also on every social media platform, so make sure you follow us there too. We've been putting out a lot of kind of social media clips lately talking about all the relevant shows and movies that are coming out right now. It's Daredevil. So if you want to join in on the Discord about Daredevil, make sure you follow us on socials. Thanks so much for watching, and that's a wrap.